So just before I start making the cake, I want to tell you guys about the different types of cake tins that you can get at your local supermarket. So in front of me, I've got three different types of cake tins. And then this one closest to me is a non-detachable cake tin. As you can see that the base is attached, and the only thing you need to do with this is just to line it up with baking paper or grease it with butter or spray it with canola oil. And then for the one here on the right, it is a detachable cake tin. For this one, the material coated on the outside is already a non-sticking material, so if you spray it with canola oil or if you grease it in any way, you will actually prevent the cake from rising. It will slip. It will become quite slippery. And how you use it is just you put the base at the bottom, loosen up the lock there, and yeah, open it like this, and then you just lock it back, and you will secure the base, and it will not fall out, just like that. And then lastly, I've got this silver one. Probably you guys won't see it around in your local supermarket because I bought this in one of those Asian grocery stores in Hong Kong. For this one, it is pretty simple. A detachable base, and when you use it, you just place the base inside the tin like this, and it will stay there pretty well. So for this recipe, we'll need the cake mix and 3 large eggs. By large, it means that anything that is at least size 7 or above. And we'll need some milk as well, and the milk is 180 mils. And as you guys can see that my measuring cup is just displaying approximate measures, so I just got a little bit below 200 mils, and that is okay. And then we will need 80 grams of butter. So in here, I've got a piece of paper towel, and as you guys can see that it's already got some butter on it. So I just trimmed the paper towel into small pieces like this. I fold it in half, and then I just wipe it with butter, and I use this paper towel to grease my cake tin. I just don't want to waste a big piece of paper towel, so you can basically do the job with just a tiny piece. And after you grease it, it should look like this. So I've got the cake mix in front of me, and now I just need to pour in the 180 mils of milk. And then we'll need to add the butter in as well. And I'd forgotten to tell you guys that the butter needs to be softened, so that means that the butter needs to be at room temperature before you add it into the cake mix. And then the last ingredient is the eggs. So after you've added all the materials in there, you will need to follow the instructions that is set at the back of the cake mix. So as you guys can see that this is the mixture, and I've beaten it for 2 minutes on high speed. And for this recipe, we are making Cakepop, so if you get small lumps inside the mixture, it is okay. You don't really need to worry about it. So I've poured all the cake mixture into the cake tin, and what we need to do now is just to flatten it out with a spatula. And as you guys can see that I've already flattened out my mixture, and it is ready to go into the oven. So here we have, this is the cake that I've just baked, and I've broken it into pieces and took some pieces and weighed it, and it is 270 grams. The chocolate here is from Cadbury. It contains a 70% cocoa content. The reason for that, for picking dark chocolate, is because mostly the cake mixes that you can buy in the supermarket contains a lot of sugar, and by having a dark chocolate can kind of neutralize the flavor. And then I've got the butter here. It is an unsalted butter, and we will need a quarter cup of the fresh cream. Also, we have some Cakepop sticks here. Some of you guys might wonder where you can buy it. You can buy it mostly online. A lot of people sell it these days. Don't use skewers. Your Cakepop is too heavy for skewers and it will break off. So in here, I've got the 30 grams of butter and the quarter cup of fresh cream. So what you need to do here is you need to place both ingredients inside the pot. Heat it up slowly until it simmers. So what I'm showing you here is now that the butter is simmering and I'm adding in the dark chocolate. And as you guys can see that the chocolate has already been broken up into pieces. And then while it simmers, we will want to mix it with a wooden spoon or a spatula. After it is half melted, we will need to turn off the heat and remove it from the stove. And then continue to stir until we get a very nice and smooth chocolate ganache. So I've got the chocolate ganache here and it has already been poured into the bowl along with the cake crumbs. So you just need to fold it with your spatula, or you can use your hand if you don't mind about having chocolate all over your hands. And then once you finish mixing, it should look like this. It's kind of like a doughy mixture, quite soft. So these are the Cakepop balls that I've rolled and they are in a sphere shape. It is not in a perfect sphere because I still need to put it in the fridge, and then I will re-roll it after 20 minutes. So what I've got here is the picture of the Jacksepticeye, and it is an image printed off from the internet. So for the color, I will be using a navy blue. And I want to make it look as realistic as possible. So I will be making some sanding sugar, and the purpose of the sanding sugar is just to make it look like it sparkles, and it's got some whites and blue at the same time in the eyeball, as the image shows that it's got some areas where there are white parts. So how you do it is you just buy some normal white sugar, pour it into your Ziploc bag, and then add a drop of the coloring in the bag, and then you just rub it against the sugar like this. And why we need to use one drop is because we don't want to wet the sugar, we just want the color. And after you finish coloring, you will need to put it in the oven at 50 degrees and then bake it for around 2 to 3 minutes for the coloring to dry. And then this is the final product. So while I wait for my Cakepop balls to firm up, I just want to start preparing my white chocolate. And this will be used for the green part of the eye, and I will show you guys how to color the white chocolate in later in this tutorial. And in here, I just want to show you guys the pack of white chocolate that I'm using. It is called the baking melts. They've got other terms for this type of chocolate. It can be called compound chocolate or baking chocolate, and you can find these in your local supermarkets. So now I want to color in my chocolate, and I've got the soft gel paste here. It is from Americolor, and I've also got the flow coat on the left side there. And for this one, because I don't have the candy melts or I don't have the oil-based candy coloring, so I need to use the flow coat to blend it in with my soft gel paste to prevent the white chocolate from seizing when I add the coloring in. And so what you need to do is you'll need to add 5 parts of flow coat to 1 part of the soft gel paste. If you've got candy coloring or you've got candy melts, then you won't need to do this. So I've got my melted white chocolate here, and I've already mixed in the flow coat with my food coloring. So it's a very nice green, very close to what the Jacksepticeye look like. So what you need to do is you'll need to add the coloring into the white chocolate, and then you just mix it with your spatula until you get this very, very nice and smooth green. The Cakepop balls have already been re-rolled, and I will need to put this back inside the fridge for another 20 minutes before I can use it. And now I've already prepared everything, so we can start making the cake pops. So what you need to do is you will need the cake pop stick. Grab one of these, dip it lightly into the chocolate, just the tip, and then you will need to place it inside one of your cake pop balls. And this is just for allowing the stick to stay inside the cake pop ball without falling out when you coat it. So I've used the brush to kind of brush it around so that it doesn't have that circle ring around the tip of the ball. So you just place your ball inside here and then lightly turn it around until it coats the whole ball. And then just drop the excess by tapping it lightly against the container and put it on a stand. So this is one of the cake pops that I've already decorated. So what you need to do is you'll need to use a spatula or a spoon. Just spoon some of the mixture on top of your cake pop, and then kind of like do a swirl, and then make it into a very nice round circle, and then dip it into the sanding sugar, take it out, and then tap off the excess, and then leave it for it to dry. And we will need to add in the pupils after.